welcome to Half the Battle, and welcome back to Toy Art Talk.
In the spirit of small vehicles and playset summer, we're going back to the box art of a toy we talked about before, the Cobra Devastator, or to give it its full name, Battlefield Robot Devastator. Now, the toy itself wasn't very good. At all.
But what about the artwork? Well, let's take a look.
And honestly, it's a really nice piece of art. It looks good. But it's still a drawing of the Devastator, so it's like somebody made a really beautiful painting of a dead rat. I mean, yeah, it's very nice, but it's still a dead rat.
I'm just saying I'm not likely to hang it on my wall.
You can tell the artist really tried to polish this turd too. There's plenty of action, as the guns are firing and a rocket is flying, and there's a lot of stuff in the background.
And that's pretty unusual.
With most vehicle boxes, you just get a bit of ground beneath the toy. Hell, even the really big ones like the Terrordrome don't have any background detail except some dirt. But here they really went all out. There is ground, but also snow covering the ground, elevation of the ground, a branch sticking out of said ground, and in the background, there's even a row of happy little trees.
No, I will never miss an opportunity to make a Bob Ross reference on Toy Art Talk.
There's a lot in this picture to distract you from the actual ugly toy, is what I'm saying. One would almost think this is intentional. One interesting thing is the color of the vehicle itself. It's not as white as the American version, but not as gray as the European version. It's like a weird compromise between the two. Yes, the same box art was used for both versions.
Speaking of the European version,
you may have noticed this box is pretty beaten up. That's because I got this years and years ago when I was at a vintage toy shop. I bought a bunch of G.I.Joe stuff, so they threw in this box and a broken Devastator for free. That was mighty convenient, since free is about what I would have ever want to spend on the stupid thing.
Anyway, back to the art.
The vehicle is being driven by an alley viper. At first thought, this makes sense. The Devastator is compact and maneuverable enough that it would work well in an urban environment. On second thought, though, the thing is going through the countryside. Remember the happy little trees? Those aren't happy little buildings, now are they?
So I'm getting mixed messages here.
Oh, and this has nothing to do with the vehicle, but the alley viper is looking out from above his face shield. Something the toy can't do, but it really should have been able to. The design makes much more sense like this than on the actual toy. It's a very nice, if incorrect, detail.
And speaking of details, this drawing isn't stingy with them.
From the driver's uniform to the machinery and the tracks, a lot of work went into this to really make the whole thing pop. Hell, this whole piece has tons of work put in. The background, the details, the overall look. All that work. For this thing.
Being an artist can be a really thankless job sometimes.
It's like being commissioned to paint the Mona Lisa, only the model turns out to be Marjorie the trash heap. Well, that's about all there is to say about this artwork. I feel we've gone through it thoroughly.
But since we have the box here anyway, let's take a quick look at the back.
The first thing I noticed is the phrase super realistic detail. Okay, I know what they mean here, but it's still highly amusing to me that the word realistic is in any way, shape or form related to this toy.
There's a small paragraph of flavor text.
With the G.I.Joe's inner defense perimeter shattered, nothing can stop Cobra's trademark Devastator assault units from turning G.I. Joe's Western headquarters into a pile of rubble.
Okay, two things here.
First, it's weird that Cobra has a trademark next to it, while G.I. Joe does not. Just have both or neither, okay? Second, look at them saying assault units, plural, sneakily suggesting kids should buy more than one. Yeah, nobody would get more than one of these things. Only a real freak would have multiples.
Shut up!
The last thing I want to talk about is that the European box is quite a bit different from the American one. On the front, the thing is just called Devastator, not a battlefield robot.
The back is where it really gets different though.
The American version has a photo of the toy in a black void. The European one has a photo of the Euro version set up in a diorama that resembles the box art a little, and it's a nice touch. This may have been done to compensate for the fact there's no flavor text. Yeah, the packaging was multilingual, so there was only room for contents and features.
And that really does wrap it up.
In conclusion, the Devastator art is a beautiful depiction of a turd. Oh, and I didn't refer to the Transformers Devastator this time because I already made a joke about that last time and in my toy review of this thing. I will say that the artwork on Transformers toys also looked really great with some of them, and the Devastator box art is gorgeous from what I could tell from pictures online.
Well, I'll see you next time, everybody. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?